French.
French.
There he is.
Hey.
Good morning, French Smith.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, my God. This is so fun. Dude, when I just saw your name pop up yesterday or whenever it was I looked at the calendar, I got so excited. Obviously, we're going to talk about Batfest, and we're going to talk about how to see the Austin Bats. But most importantly, we're going to talk about going to high school together. Good morning, Fred.
Crazy. Good morning. I've been following you over the years, through social media and so forth, but it's been a really long time since we've chatted, but definitely still, keeping in touch socially.
Well, French,
so.
I feel like I decorated your locker one year.
Definitely.
Does that sound right? We're going to say yes for these purposes, though.
You're a very attractive cheerleader, very smart, and
thank you.
I was always happy to have you doing that for me.
Good. The interview's over. Thanks for calling, French. That's all we needed you to call and say. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Well, it's so awesome to talk to you. And this is so cool what you're doing, Jim. So cool on multiple levels.
Let me tell people, first of all, go to batfest.com. You can also go to austinbats.org. So much of this is going to be kind of intermingled and intermixed what we're talking about here. Let's just kind of break this down, French. This really is kind of awesome sauce stuff here. Tell us about Batfest. We'll start there. Tell us the overall view of what Batfest is, and then we'll get to the music lineup.
Well, why? Well, okay. Let me start on how this all got started. But
please.
Basically, I was walking down the Congress Bridge one day, and I saw these people gathered on the side of the bridge. And I'm not like a bat biologist or anything. I'm an event organizer. And I'm like, what are all these people doing? I mean, there was hundreds of people lining the bridge, and I watched what was going on, and the bats came out. All these people were here to see the bats. And, I researched it a bit, and I had experience working with the city of Austin doing other events. So naturally, I'm just like, I've got to do a festival around this. And, since I've learned a great deal about these bats. And basically why they are there is when they built the Colony Ridge, there's expansion joints that run the whole length of the bridge. When you put a heavy load on something, it has to be able to flex. So vehicles, big trucks going over the bridge, it has to move a little bit. Well, the bats actually live up in those cracks over the Colorado River, runs through Austin, and it provides a safe place for the bats to live. And most people think like the bats are hanging from under the bridge or something, but they're actually up in the cracks of the bridge. So you don't see them during the daytime. You can definitely hear them up there making little squeaky noises, and you can smell them. But,
ooh, what do they smell like?
Guano.
You smell the guano. You can see it on the ground under the part where the bank of the river it runs underneath the bridge. But you won't see them till right before sunset. And at that, you won't. They're there all year, but they're migratory. So most of them aren't there in the winter months, but there are always some under the bridge. But what they do is they come to Austin and they give birth and raise their young here. So by August, the young are also flying out as well as the adults. So you have the peak of the flight going August, September before they migrate to Mexico. So that's why we hold the event September the 6th this year, at this time of year. Also, the other factor is the bats don't have to fly when the sun's out, so you don't always see them. What happens is when you have dry weather, as we often get in Texas in August, they have to work harder for a meal. So that's another factor, is they're going to fly more like 7:30 before the sun goes down because they've got to work hard. They fly hundreds of miles, and a lot of people think like they're going out and eating mosquitoes, and they do eat mosquitoes. But the biggest thing they do and how they benefit us the most is they go to the east from Austin out to agricultural areas, and they eat large bugs that eat our crops. And there's 1.5 million bats just under this one bridge. And what's unique about this is it's a very easy place to see the bats. You can stand right on the bridge, look over the rail, and see the bats fly out. We don't. If we have a really wet summer, then they might fly at 10:30 at night, and they're still flying. It's just not as easy to see them as you might have seen online some of the pictures where they're just flying out and it's daytime, and you see this huge black swarm of bats coming out from under the bridge, and that's why we do it. Time of year we do it because it is a little bit hot. It's not the most pleasant time to have a festival, but it is the best time to see the bats. So we decided to do this celebration of what has become one of Austin's biggest tourist attractions, which is the Austin Bats, and we do live music and food and arts and crafts. There's children's activities. I mean, we throw a full just around these bats. So it's a one day a year where you can stand on the bridge, look down Congress Avenue at the Capitol, the Austin skyline. It's just an amazing place to be. You're like, this road's closed down, and I can just see everything right over the water and listen to live music. It's really turned into something super cool that we have made an annual tradition here.
It's so cool. You can go to batfest.com to check out more. And what's cool, this also stood out to me, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the festival. I mean, I love that you created something around something that's such a Austin staple, and then I assume people are coming out in costume and all the things. But before we go into that, you're also, and I love how you said, you're like, I'm not a hardcore trucker. I'm not going to say that I'm that or try to put myself in that category. But you do haul stages. We have a lot of men and women listening who do the same thing. You're hauling stages both for your own festival and across Texas. So you understand, you seem like this Austin Renaissance man, French, that you're like, I have my
Right.
CDL, I know a lot about bats, oh, hey, I got a music festival, like, you got it going on, French Smith. And do all walks lead to, like, what did you study? What did you go to school for?
Well, I actually studied accounting in college, and it just, nothing against it. And, it seemed like something that was just going to be, I don't know. I didn't want to be stuck in a tax office. I'll put it that way. I'm just kind of more of like a get out and touch things and do things. And, that's just more, my nature. So I get out and
it set you up to know how to run your books for Bat Fest. So there's that as well. So do people come and do people dress up as bats? Are people doing bat music? Is there a whole bat theme for the festival?
We do have a bat costume contest. We'll select vendors that have bat related arts and crafts first if we get those to apply. The most batty thing is just the bats themselves, honestly.
The most batty thing.
Because we do a real diverse music lineup, so there's really something for everyone. Everything from children's music to hip hop and country and rock and just all over the place with it. A lot of people just come out for the music. They go look at the bats. They'll say, I've never seen the bats before. This just gave me a reason to go see them. But they really wanted to go see a band that they were coming out there for. So it's the main thing we want people to take away from the event is understanding that bats have their place in this world, and they're not really scary animals of the night. That they're beneficial, and that we shouldn't. There's a lot of if you have a bat infestation, if you want to use that word, there's a lot of organizations out there that'll remove them and move them to a new habitat, so you don't have to kill the bats. So that's one thing. They get in people's attics and things like that, and you don't have to call the exterminator. There's other solutions, and some people find that they might even, after going to the festival, go buy a bat house and put it in their backyard because
we're getting one. We've been seeing them.
A bug zapper.
Yeah, we've been seeing them at our house, and so now we just ordered a bat house because I was like, how cool is that? I love it. Bats have feelings too, people.
Bats have feelings too. By the way, really quickly, we got about 30 seconds here. Who are some of the bands that are going to be there? Tell us about some of the music lineup.
The Silver Sun Pickups, rock band that's been around since about 2012. Giovanni and the Hired Guns is a Texas regional band that does both rock and country. Waka Flocka Flame is hip hop. Riff Raff, another hip hop artist. Zach Loy is a local Austin resident who is in the band live. You might hear play some live out there as well. And then we have a lot of DJs and some new thing that we introduced this year is some Asian cultural acts that are coming in this year. So
I love it.
Very diverse. Yeah.
We're going to get you to come back on the show at some point when we get closer to the event itself. French Smith, who is the owner and creator of Badfest, CDL holder because he's got to drive a lot of those stages around as well. Guys, go to badfest.com.
And fellow grad 1997 Pierce, shout out, yo.
Yo. Yo. And y'all just made me feel really old because I'm a class of 87. So get out of here, French. Stop reminding me of my age. Thank you, man.
Well, thank you for having me on.
So good to talk to you, French. Let's connect. I'll message you online. I'll find you.
You got it.
All right, batfest.com is where you can go to find out more. Stick around.